Hello, everyone. This is Denise to Dennis D Nice, aka Denny in Virginia, aka the Doors professional and professional voice actor, aka Abundanicia, multi-billionaire extraordinaire. And today, I wanted to talk to you guys about something that I've personally experienced, and that is conferences and seminars. Conferences on seminars. And so, yeah, back in my day, aka over the past 2-3 years, I have been to quite a few different conferences and seminars about personal development and business and finances and stuff like that. And I just wanted to talk about my experience in that space so that you can avoid some of the mistakes that I have made. And also, you realize you don't have to spend your entire life savings and go into debt to go to these things. So, this is not bashing seminars. This is not bashing personal development. This is not bashing conferences because some of them were very good, some of them very bad, some of them just okay. And so it's just like life in general. You just get a mix. You get a very, very diverse mix, and you never fully know what you are in for when you dive into the personal development space. First and foremost, I just wanted to tell you guys, if you are interested in the whole personal development space in general, in diving into that world, it is a very vast expanse of a world. And I would highly encourage you to first have a foundation of faith. That is number one rule. Number one rule before any personal development stuff you touch, don't touch any of it until you have that foundation of faith, because you're going to need that foundation. You're going to need the rock to depend on him through these waters, because you are going to have to navigate some stuff that you have never navigated before, because people are going to try to sell you stuff left and right. People are going to try to get you into their program or get you into their network. They're going to force you to, not force you, they're going to tell you to do this, tell you to do that, tell you you can't, if blah 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 blah, then you can't blah 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 blah. They're going to tell you you can't make wealth that way. They're going to tell you what you can and cannot do. And if you don't have a proper foundation of faith, if you don't have a proper foundation of your relationship with Him, then you will be sucked into a wormhole of compromising your values, doing things that you're not necessarily comfortable doing in order to obtain what somebody else has. And so I just want you guys, first and foremost, before you dive into the world of personal development, I hope I caught you in time. I hope you parked it and you realize that you need a foundation of faith before you dive into this world. So now let's dive into what I've experienced in my life when it comes to going to seminars and conferences. This is programs aside. This is not like purchasing courses and stuff like that. We're not going to talk about that in this episode because trust me, I have a lot of those as well to talk about. But in this live, in particular, we will be talking about my experience when it comes to going to these personal development conferences. As I said before, this is not bashing them. This is not a general, like, don't go, don't do it. Yeah, I hated them. They took advantage of me. This is not one of those. This is not one of those videos. And don't clip that to make it seem like it is, because it's not. This is you kind of gotta find your own groove with these things. You need that foundation of faith so that you have the discernment to know, what should I go to, what should I invest in, and what should I pass on. Because I'm going to tell you right now, there are more that you should pass on than that you should actually invest to go to. Because there are hundreds and thousands of conferences and seminars and stuff happening each and every single day around the world, 24/7, 365, 366 this year. And so that's a lot of options, right? It's a lot of things for you to choose from. And so I want to help those of you who are just getting into personal development, or you are just starting, and I'm going to encourage you to stop before you click buy. Stop before you say, I got to go to that. Pause and think about it. Do you really need to go to it? What are they promising as a result of you going to this conference? What is really there for you to take advantage of? If you are someone who actually has a business and you really just go to these events to network, just take note of who is actually going to be there, right? So maybe you're just going to these conferences to network with people because you already have a business, and that is great. That is fine and dandy. But If you're like how I was when I first started in the personal development space, you have no idea what you're doing. You have no business. You are not a solopreneur. You're not even door dashing. You're unemployed, or you're only working part time. You don't really have the funds for this, but you're like, I'm going to spend my entire life savings and we're going to keep doing this until something hits. I'm telling you right now, you are probably not in the correct mindset to be investing in a bunch of seminars and conferences. My advice to those of you who are just getting into personal development, or you haven't gotten into personal development, or you're just starting, you're just a couple months in or so, do not dive all the way in, because you're going to need discernment. If you yourself are not the type of person who can take some information and rock with it and roll with it and do something with it that's for free, why are you spending all this money for these experiences when it's like it's just entertainment? It's like you could just go see a movie. You could just watch YouTube and get the exact same thing as that. Like, you don't have to spend hundreds of dollars on the conference itself. You don't have to get a VIP pass. You don't have to sit in the room, because if you don't talk to anybody in the room, why are you sitting in the room? You know? Again, this is not a blanket statement. This is not meant for everybody. This is only meant for people who were in my shoes when I first started getting into personal development, so that you don't fall into the same traps that I did. First and foremost, more than likely, somebody's going to be selling something. FYI, somebody's going to be selling you something at these conferences, whether it be a course, a package, a mastermind, VIP, something or another, or just products in general. There's usually some type of vendor booth, and I'm not against it. I'm not against that, because some of the products that they sell are actually to help you, right? But you need that discernment to know when it's something that is for you and when it is something that is for them, right? When it's something that will actually benefit you, as in when you purchase it, you will get so much more out of it than you had put into it, than the monetary funds that you put into it. You get so much more out of it, whether that be building your character, gaining a skill, gaining money after doing what they told you to do, more money than you had invested, then that's a good investment. However, if you just want to feel good about having made the purchase, but you don't want to do anything with it, don't even go. Don't even put the temptation before you, because if you can't do anything with their free material, then you're not going to do anything with this paid stuff. I know we're in the day and age where people say you gotta, what is it, pay to play, or you're not going to actually do anything unless you pay for something. But I would like to challenge that, in that sometimes, yes, that is the case. However, I won't reveal how much I've spent, but we'll say that it is a lot, way more than I am willing to admit, on these programs and seminars and conferences. And yet, I have done nothing with the information. And that is exactly why I'm going live right now, to warn you to avoid the mistakes that I have had of just blindly purchasing things, blindly going to conferences without researching who is actually going to be there. What is this conference actually about? Who is it actually supporting? Is it about taking money out of my pockets and putting it into somebody else's pockets? Or is it really about investing back into me? You have to pick and choose. You need that discernment. That is why I'm telling you, it is so important that you start with the foundation of faith. You start with the word. You start with your relationship being strong with him, because he will help you with that discernment when it comes to which of these conferences should I skip? Which one do I need to be in? Which room do I actually need to be in? Because there's a lot of rooms that I've been in, and I went in there and I came out the exact same way. If not, I came out worse off, because I came out way broker than when I went in there. And it's like, wasn't this supposed to be the opposite way? Now, admittedly, a lot of that is on me, because if you don't take the information and do anything with it, obviously you're not going to get any results. You're going to be in the same position that you were in when you got in there, because you didn't rock with it, you didn't roll with it, you didn't run with it, you didn't do anything with it. And so that, at that point, is on you. However, if you know you're the type of person who does that, don't even put the temptation before yourself. Don't go to the conference. Don't go to the seminar. Watch something for free online. Watch something for free online. Get a snippet of who that person is online first, and do something with that free material first before you're willing to invest any monetary investment in their seminar or conference, because there's a lot of unknown expenses that are in addition to just purchasing a daggone pass to the conference. So you're not just purchasing the pass, you're purchasing the hotel room, you're purchasing the travel to get there, whether that be the car, whether that be an airplane, you're purchasing your food as you're there. Because a lot of these conferences, I would say 90% of the ones that I went to do not feed you at all. And there's either maybe food trucks for you to purchase, or you got to purchase snacks from a vending machine or something like that. But it's more like it's all the food is on you for the most part. Some of the conferences they do provide food, but very, very rarely do they feed you. And so yeah, there's so many additional costs. It's not just the cost of the ticket. The ticket can only cost you $50. But if you live in Virginia like I do, and the conference is in California, or the conference is in Texas, and or in New Jersey, or wherever, and you have to travel to get there, that is a cost. Not only is it a cost monetarily, but it is also a cost of your time. Can your time be spent doing something better and more impactful, or perhaps more in line with your purpose, with your God given purpose, than going to that particular conference? That's something that you have to discuss with the man upstairs, right? That's something that you're going to have to discuss with him, right? You're going to have to consult the Holy Spirit to know, am I supposed to be going to this? Am I being called to go to this? Or am I in my mind imagining that if I just go to this one conference, all of my dreams will come true. I'll be a millionaire because I'll be in the room with millionaires and billionaires, and it's just going to rub off on me, and I'm just going to instantly go in there and rub hands with the rich and famous, and I too will leave rich and famous. I'm here to tell you, no, that is not guaranteed to happen. Can it happen? Of course, anything is possible, right? Anything is possible, especially with God. I'm just saying, don't all the time, right? I want you guys to go in here with an open mindset of, it is what you get from it what you put into it, essentially, when it comes to these conferences. And you don't have to go to each and every single one of them, because a lot of times, to be honest, it's a waste of money, because you're not yet the person that you need to be to take advantage of it, right? You're not the person who goes to network with people. You don't talk to anybody. You go there and you're just like, I hope somebody approaches me. And when they do, you're just like, hi, let me just write my notes. And also, you take the notes from the conference and then you never look at that notebook ever again. And so you have super, really expensive notebooks that are worthless because you didn't do anything with them. You never open it again. So you got all this good information at the time, this wonderful information at the time, and then you didn't take that information and run with it. You're not a track star. You're probably sitting on your couch or your bed, lazy, sleeping in, just like I was. This is me attacking myself. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm not really attacking you, so don't take offense. I'm attacking myself and my previous self when I was a personal development noob. And so I don't want you guys to fall into the same trap. So when it comes to personal development seminars and conferences, first have a foundation of faith, get right with him, get in line with him, so that you have the discernment to know which ones you should go to and which ones you should stay far, far, far away from. Far away from, because some of them, I will say, has people there that will give you advice that will steer you away from God. I'm not even gonna lie. Some of them has advice that will steer you away from your God-given truth, from principles that you know to be true, and it will be like, no, but you got to do this, and you're like, well, that's not what I read in the Bible. But it's like, if you never read it in the Bible, you wouldn't even know. And so you would believe that to be truth. You would believe for that to be the only way to wealth. And then you get sucked into doing something that goes directly against the word of God. So you must have discernment, and don't go looking back to see what conferences I've been to. I told you, some of them are good, some of them are bad, and these are also not all of them. This is just a couple. I have like at least twice as many as this that I've been to in my very short, like 2 to 3 years span of time. But yeah, some of them were good, some of them were bad, some of them were just okay. But each of them I went to, I spent a lot of money. So you're going to go to them and you're going to spend the money for the ticket. Then you're going to spend more money on either more products, or the gas money, the travel money, the eating money, the drinking money, the hotel and amenity money. There's an additional cost. It's not just the cost of the ticket. There's typically an additional cost if it's not like right around where you live. So just have that in mind before you press buy. Have that in mind before you see the next ad for another seminar or conference. You're like, oh, that's going to be the one. That's going to be the one that's going to take me straight to the top. That's going to be the one that's going to take me and put me in the room with millionaires and billionaires. And then I'm going to leave that room as a millionaire, as a multi-trillionaire, because it's just going to all rub off on me and me alone. You don't need to go in it with that mindset. I'm here to free you from that. Okay. You are going to go in there if you are already of the mindset of I take information and I run with it and I do something with it and I end up better off as a result. If you're that type of person, you're going to get in that room and you're going to make some really great moves. But if you're the type of person who likes to feel good because you bought something, you like to feel as though you did something, but all you really did was purchase something and you put money in somebody else's pockets, but you did nothing with it, don't even go. Remove the temptation and save your wallet. Don't even invest. But if you are the type of person who you're very coachable, you take information and then you actually do something with it and you improve your life, whether even if it's bad information, you're like, oh, do not do that, or you flip it into something that's good. If you're that type of person, you can get into these rooms, and especially if you're a people person and you know how to network, you can talk to some people that you never would think that you would have immediate access to at some of these conferences, and it is amazing. You're going to be very successful at conferences, but if you're not, don't even go. Remove the temptation from your life. Don't even get in the room. You don't need to get in that room because you need to get right with him. Get right with him first, and he'll tell you what room to get into, right? He'll put you in the room. So don't worry about you getting yourself in that room. He will put you in the room as soon as you get right with him. Read the word some. And that is the best way that I would have to advise you guys if you're new to the personal development space, because I don't want you guys to get sucked in and to empty your wallets and to go into massive debt like I did in this space. So this is just one of the videos that I'm doing about the personal development space. There'll probably be a lot more because I'm living and learning, y'all. And as I live and learn, I'm just going to tell you guys what I'm going through right now, because I've been going through a lot over the past couple of years, and I don't want you to go through the exact same thing. If you're going to mess up in a different way. Be creative, be unique, be uniquely you. Mess up in a way that only you can, and then teach others to avoid your own mistakes. So that's all I have for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this live. I hope you learned that you don't have to go to any and every seminar. You don't have to buy any and every conference and attend and stress yourself out. You don't have to go into massive amounts of debt to do it. But if you're the type of person who knows how to take action and you know how to network, these are probably the events for you. But if you're not, probably skip and wait until you're right, in the right mind or in the right mindset to be like, oh, actually, I'll do something with it, you know? So it's kind of just pick your own adventure. You get out of it what you put in. And I didn't put in very much, but monetary money. And now it's in the toilet. And so I regret some of them, but not all of them. So you got to get that discernment first before you know, is this for me? Or maybe I should pass. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful, beautiful, fantastic day. And until next time, all I have to say is goodbye.